There we go. All right. Well, let's get started, guys. Do you want to do an intro, Janae, or do you want me to just plow in?
Let's jump in because I know there's a lot to go over in YouTube. So I'll just say welcome to New Mexico UDL. This is usually our cafe time, but we have merged it with Tech Bits. And actually this is just another offshoot of amazing UDL stuff that we do. So
Awesome. Uh, as far as YouTube can be one of the best resources out there for education. You don't have to allow the students to go anywhere on YouTube, and that's why it can be a valuable resource. So you can tape yourself, you can tape your screen, you can do short examples. There are a lot of ways that you can help students with their classwork in YouTube, as well as, and you will see right here that we have our New Mexico UDL team channel, and it can be a great way for outreach for professionals. So right now I am on the New Mexico UDL team's channel page, and I'm just going to show what the channel looks like, and then we'll jump into how to get your channel set up and upload videos. And then we'll go, because we're UDL, into accessibility, translation tools, and how you can use this functionally in a classroom without giving your kids free reign on YouTube. So right now, this is our New Mexico UDL page. Everyone who has an educational account gets a customizable page. So when you come into YouTube, what you'll see is in the upper right hand corner, there should be an initial if you are signed in to Google. Google and YouTube are friends, and they use each other's resources. And so if I click here, if I'm not signed in, then you would get a prompt to sign into your account. You can do this with your work account, you can do it at home, really any way you want to do it. And I will just give a little hint, a pro tip. What the UDL team has done is, if you're working on a team, we made a fake email address that all of us have access to. So right here we have the email address, and we've made our own channel from that. The advantage of that is that everybody can get on and add videos and edit and add favorites and things like that. So that can be an advantage to having one that's joint. The second advantage is, if somebody leaves your workplace or your work group and they were the ones who made the channel, they will leave with your channel, and you don't want that. So that is a tip, a pro tip. Anything to add to that, guys? Good.
I was gonna say, it has to be a Google account though, correct? In order for it to, so you have to make sure it's Google in order for your YouTube channel to work.
Yes, you have to sign in through that Google portal. But every school has a free Google organizational account, or you could just go in and make just a typical Google account to do it with. So I'm signed into our channel. I'm going to go back to my main channel page and show you some of the features. You just saw one of the features. I have set a video for our UDL application right there in the middle of our channel page. So everybody sees that, and they can actually get in and get information about our program. And so we chose that as the most important thing. Here you can see all of our different videos that we've produced. And then down here, we have actually tagged some of our favorite channels from other people. So we can advertise some of our UDL favorites down at the bottom of the page. So all of this is changeable. You don't have to have any of these components, or you can have a lot of other ones. I'm just going to click here on the customize channel. And here we can see where all the settings are. So we have a channel trailer, which was the one that automatically started with Janae's beautiful voice. We have a video for people who actually subscribe and follow us, so they all watch the same video every time. And then we can choose these sections that we add, so we can actually have different kinds of playlists, and we'll talk about playlists later. Streaming video can also be done through YouTube, so a live thing. We could have done that today. So, and so you have all of these different choices. Janae is also very big into branding, and so they know how important it is, as Janae does as well. So you can actually put a logo that always shows up on any of your pages. You can have a banner image, which we have also added, that shows up even when you go to YouTube to our page on the phone, or any of that. And you can even choose to have a video watermark that just is always there in the corner, letting people know who that video is from. So that can be really handy. The last section of channel customization is just allowing you to put things like, we put our mission statement on this page. You can also have links, and so we also put our NMUDL webpage here. So all of these features can be really handy for people coming to your channel to see your videos. So here we're actually going to see it like someone who's brand new came in here. Here's our banner, our website, our channels, our playlists here, and even our about. So we did also put our group email in here, so people can contact us straight from here. Does anybody have anything they want to add about channels, or the strength of channels, or problems with channels?
New Mexico.
Whoops, sorry,
UDL.
Janae, you're just gonna have to hear yourself over and over again.
That's okay. I was just going to say, the reason branding is so important is YouTube is overwhelming. And once you start building your brand, it's just like a website. The more that you have your brand in there, and when Megan will probably talk about subscribing. So if she scrolls down on that page a little bit, and you could see those other folks, we have that as well. So people can subscribe to us. And so anytime we post new content, they'll get a notification that our UDL channel has added that. The reason we also do our brand is so we try to keep consistency. So our branding matches our website, it matches, that's just a big tool that we always try to use so people know where they're getting their resources from. And then it's easier for them to, if they just Google New Mexico UDL, things will start popping up that are related to us because it's all built within that brand. So that's a big piece of it. So I know it looks like it's a little overwhelming. It's not super hard to build, but it is an important piece in building your presence, just as though you were building your presence on a website or on social media. You want to keep that consistent. So if you look for New Mexico UDL, you can find that we have a website, we have a YouTube channel, we have Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So you'll see our same logo on all of those platforms, which is just a huge marketing branding piece. Not that we are selling a product, but we are trying to make sure our resources are readily available for everybody.
Awesome.
Is it okay if I drop our link to our YouTube channel in the chat so everyone can subscribe?
Yes.
Please, that would be lovely. She just mentioned also subscribing, so I'm just going to show you how we're going to what it would look like to subscribe to someone else. I'm going to click on Mandy Moore. She's one of our favorite UDL people. And here you can see this is her channel and it looks different, right? She's chosen some other ways of featuring her videos. She doesn't have playlists on the front page, but she does on her playlist. She's even added podcasts, which hopefully someday we'll be able to do too. So, and right up here in the corner is the subscribe button. So you can see that when you subscribe, like she said, it will give you a little notification and your notifications pop up here in the upper right hand corner. That can be really helpful for people to know you have new content, like Janae said. So fabulous. Any questions about that so far?
And we have a small enough group, you're more than welcome to unmute and chat with us.
I don't have a question, but I just wanted to add that
Yeah.
the engagement piece that goes with YouTube in the classroom is amazing because we hear students dreaming of being a YouTuber, you know, as they get older. So this fits in perfectly with assignments, and it's one way just to engage them and allow them to show their knowledge.
That's so true. Yeah, you hear that a lot with the people who, like the kids are like, oh yeah, I'm going to be a billionaire.
What is
But like
that?
Denise said, it's all about marketing.
There is that little boy that my son watches. I forget his name, but he like shows, he has a YouTube channel and he just shows kids the new toys and the new models and he plays with them, and he has like millions of viewers and followers. It's so cool.
It's amazing to see there's a huge diversity of kids out there that have climbed to the top. So yeah, it's super fun. Okay. So we've talked about channels and the importance of branding. And so let's dive into actually uploading a video. So they're uploading a video. They make super easy to find. It's up here. Oh, and by the way, we have a resource in the chat that we've shared the link. And this is Becoming a YouTube Experts, all the links and the information on how to do the things that we're talking about. So just know that anything we're talking about is on there. And if we go down a rabbit hole or after a squirrel, we'll add more on there. So we make sure that all the support is right there on the page. So, okay. So right up here, we're going to go ahead and upload a video. Now, I have a very short video for one of the schools that I'm working with, the New Mexico Preschool for the Blind and Visually Impaired, and it's 6 seconds long. The reason I chose a 6-second video is when you upload videos, sometimes it can take a really long time. And we have a 3-hour training that we uploaded at one point, and it was an overnight thing that we had to do. So we're going to choose the 6-second one. And here you can upload files from just about anywhere. You can do this on a device as well. I'm just going to say select files. And I have my 6-second video on, I thought I did. On my desktop. Just a second. Come on. There we go. Classroom. I'm going to say open. Now this is going to take a lot less time than it usually does. But this is a good way to kind of show you how to upload videos. Right here, this title will be what other people see. So you want to make sure that it's something catchy. I'm going to say an aha moment. The description will be something that's right below the video when people either search for it or click on it in your channel. So the description can be either something that you just want to provide more information, or you could actually put in information about the things you're talking about. One thing I have found is that putting links in there is often not allowed. So, but you can do that in other ways through the comment section. And you guys jump in at any time if you've got something to add, okay? The thumbnails right here is what people will see, the splash screen of your video. So you can, it will auto choose a scene that it thinks is the best, but you can always just upload a thumbnail too. And uploading a thumbnail has the advantage of being able to like upload a logo or upload a title page instead of the picture that they suggest. So it's the first thing they see when they search for that video.
Can I guess stand on the thumbnail?
Yes, please.
YouTube is really fun about getting the like most unattractive photo too for your thumbnail.
Yes, I agree.
So many times, especially during COVID, I saw myself like with my mouth open when I was on doing all these stuff. So it's always nice to preview your thumbnail so that your video looks to like invite people in rather than them looking at you going, oh my God, what are we gonna watch? So
true. So true.
And then in the description, I would if you're doing like an educational video, I would state that like this video is about engaging learners in pre-K through second grade. Give some kind of content of like what they're actually going to see, especially if it's an education, because a lot of teachers search with keywords. They want like math or algebra, reading, close reading, like they're looking for some of that. So if we can pull in some keywords, so like in all of ours, somewhere it's going to say UDL or Universal Design for Learning. So if people put in that keyword, then we're going to know. There's also a place later on, Megan's going to show you where you can add some keywords in there, right?
Yes.
Sorry, I don't steal your thunder, but
no, keep going.
yeah, but anytime we have some keywords in there, it's just, it helps refine our search more. And then it's always this game of bumping us up in the search portal so that our videos become like a higher view too, like in that piece too. So think when you're adding your descriptions in, like what keywords in the video that you're loading might you pull in there. So if you really wanted somebody to watch your video type of piece.
Exactly. Thank you.
Sure.
So like she said, this is where they pull for that search. If you want it to be even more prominent on your channel, then you can choose a playlist, and we'll talk about playlists later. But here you could have it say placed on our UDL videos playlist or on our tips and trainings playlist, and then we'll show you where we use those playlists in places outside of YouTube later as well. So I'm not going to check any of these because I don't want this one posted, so I'll just leave it. Here they ask, is it made for kids or not? And I'll ask you, Janae, because oftentimes I say yes, made for kids, simply because it changes the ads. It lessens the ads that are shown with it. And the ads are appropriate. So, but what do you do, Janae? Do you say no, not?
No, usually I do yes for kids because it's all educational purposes.
Yeah.
If you're doing your own personal YouTube, but then I would leave that up to your discretion. But because our content is educational for that exact reason, we want the ads. So like you could be watching a tutorial in class and not worry about what's coming up, and or not having it blocked by your school's filter. So
yes,
because if you choose the other one, YouTube's got to make its money somewhere. So if you choose the not made for kids, they're gonna give you probably a variety of life of ads. If you choose yes, made for kids, they're still going to give you some, but they're going to try to filter them a little. Like you may watch Grammarly like 95,000 times has your intro ad, which is okay. Like I'd rather watch Grammarly than something inappropriate. But yeah, I would. And then that kind of helps because depending on the level of filtration that schools have with their filters for YouTube, that helps kind of give you an extra like buffer that you're probably going to be able to get through the filter because they're going to see that it's going to be kid ads. So
Awesome. Yeah, good points. So yeah, I pretty much default to that. And then just a second, I'm sorry, I'm moving your faces. There we go. There are a few other things down here about paid promotions and stuff like that. As educators, we don't do these things, and so I usually skip right through it. I am gonna make a red flag for you guys here, and we'll talk about accessibility because YouTube actually auto captions videos for you. So when you post your video, it will actually auto caption it for you and go through and type out everything that you say. Now, there may be errors, there often are, and I will show you how to correct those. But what this section is not that auto caption. Okay. So, and that seems counterintuitive because it says language and captions. We don't want to touch this section at all. And I put that in the notes on the document as well. That's if you have a script and you want to upload 100% accurate script for what's happening on the screen, you can upload it there. Do not touch it if you want them to caption it for you. I know that sounds super weird, but I'm just going to say it 5 times because I can't tell you how long I problem solved that. So, any questions about that? No? Okay. So, then, sorry, I'm trying to move all the objects so I can see it. On the bottom of the page is a next button and I can't get to it. Come on, go away.
oh, you're almost there. You were
No,
almost
was I? Okay, tell me where.
Yeah, go to the I'm looking at it my right. So I think it would be your right. Right there. Oh, down just a hair. Click.
Nope.
Nope.
It's triggering my Zoom. Just a second. I'm trying to get Zoom out of the way. There we go. Perfect. Got it. Awesome. Okay. Woo. I was like, I'm stuck. Somebody else push the button for me.
Yeah.
There we go. So notice down here in the bottom left-hand column, and I put this on our notes page as well. It is currently still processing the video. I say this because if we say next, and done, and we go to the video, you're going to see a really grainy version of the video. Know that it takes time in the background to process that video. And then when it's done, it will say not SD, which means standard definition, but HD, which is high definition. So know that that's there. You will also see that checks are complete, no issues found. What that means is, and I've had this happen to me, if you show a video from, say, a textbook company or a commercial, then it will scan all of YouTube. And if it finds something that belongs to someone who's copyrighted, it will tell you that you're violating copyright. So know that sometimes if you show videos within a presentation and then you want to post that whole presentation, you may get a red flag from that. You can edit those things out if you want later. All right. So we've gone through, we had the details, we talked about the video elements, it ran through my checks. So now I'm going to say next. Remember, we're not going to touch subtitles. We don't need to. It automatically does it for us. No copyright issues found in our 6-second video. And then here's the last page before it posts our video for us. So you're going to see here, there are 3 ways to post videos. One is private. It's only for you. So basically you can keep things pending. that you know that you've already produced the video, but you don't want to put it on your website yet, or you don't want to have it found by YouTube. So just keep it private, and then you can choose when you share it. This unlisted version actually will give you a link that you can share anywhere. And if someone comes to your channel, they can see the video. But when they search all of YouTube, they're not going to find you. The last one is public, and that's free for all. Anybody can find you, anybody can see it. They don't need a link, they don't need your channel, it's all there. And like I said before, with the private, you can actually even just schedule the day that it's released. So if you've got a project coming up and you want to release it for, say, like our UDL application, you could schedule that. So we're looking over all of this. Everything looks good to me. How about you guys? Anything you want to add?
So can I add on the private and with the schedule? It's really nice on those two. So I know like our structured literacy folks, say if you had things you wanted to go that match certain modules in your training for letters, and you didn't want people to jump ahead or you didn't want to overwhelm them, you could release videos that are just pertinent to that time. Same for like our UDL project, we could release like initial stuff in your year one. And then when we know that you're year two, we can release and schedule stuff that is more pertinent to that. So that piece is really nice. The unlisted piece, as Megan said too, we sometimes do unlisted when we just want to add videos that we're using particularly for our trainings that we don't necessarily want people to find and download and add, but we'll use unlisted to just hold that. So we have like our own private section of what we're doing, but then we could only relist it when it's unlisted, when we share the link, then just that's targeted for that audience. So that makes it kind of nice if that helps kind of clear those two up a little bit. But I do love the idea of scheduled, even in a classroom. Can you, if you don't want kids jumping ahead or doing all their assignments in one night, because they're like, oh, I watched all the videos and now I'm not going to tell you anything about them because I don't remember them for Friday. You can schedule a release for when those will appear. And then you can actually pull the private ones back off so that they wouldn't be able to share it like maybe with the next class or whatever. So you have a lot of versatility in that aspect. And just because you put it private the first time doesn't mean you can't come in, right, Megan?
Yes.
And so if you wanted it initially, so say you were unveiling like a new part of your project or a new assignment, you can list it private until all your classes have gone through. So say you were a middle or high school teacher and you wanted to leave it private, but you didn't want the kids to spoil it for the other classes. Then when everybody's seen it that day, you can go back in and then you can make that public. So then kids can go back and refer to it. So the versatility in that is really nice, that you can kind of change the levels of how you want things to appear. So
awesome. Perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and say unlisted. Let's do unlisted because that's kind of the most popular one that we do. And then all I have to do is press save. Now, like I said, this is only a 6-second video, so I'm immediately able to go and see it. But if you've got an hour-long or a 3-hour-long thing that you're sharing, that is not going to be instantly available. But right now, I'm just going to go ahead and click the link and copy it so we can see what other people see when we post it.
Albert got a little carried away with his nibbling.
There we go. Short but sweet. So this is what people will see when they click on the link. I do have it restricted, and somebody remind me to go back later. So nobody can comment on it. You can restrict comments. You can approve comments, so you can have people give you feedback and you can approve only the good ones. or you can have it empty for open for anyone. But know that there are some crazies on YouTube, and you might get a few inappropriate comments. So, as an education field, I kind of find like it's much better to be safe than sorry. So, all right, let's jump back. So, now where we go? Sorry, guys, just a second. Let me get myself grounded again. There we go.
UDL.
So now we've got that video, and say I'm in my videos, and like this video that I've just uploaded, 6 seconds of kids, say I need to edit that. It's really cool that YouTube has a YouTube studio where you can actually edit the video. You can add screens at the beginning and end. You can even blur a kid's face out and have it track that kid across the room. That is a really nice feature. I've used that a lot because I have videos where 29 of the kids in a class I can use as a video for training, and only one of those kids I can't. And so putting that blur on that face can be really handy. And it's even more handy that it can track that kid across the room. I would say it's about 80% accurate on that, but you can tweak it and make sure that the face is covered. So here we're in all the videos we have here. And if I wanted to edit it, I can go to this pencil and go back into, and this looks a lot like our first screen when we uploaded it, right? It's got all the same questions on it. But on the left-hand side here is an editor. And so I'm going to go ahead and say edit. Now we are in YouTube Studio, and you can see in the top, it says YouTube Studio. And here are our choices. Now, it is not the most robust suite, but it certainly does a lot of what most people need for video. So here, I could trim and cut, like if I had a kid who turned around and swore at the camera and I didn't want to show it, which has happened. It happened to my husband. So you could go in and cut that kid out. You could cut the video shorter if you needed to shorten it. Any of those things can be done. Just as I have to jump back in. There we go. This is the blur section that I was talking about, and this I found extremely helpful. So there's two features here. There's a face blur and a custom blur. So face blur will actually use AI to track the kid's or the person's face. So it scans the thing and the video. It shouldn't take too long. We'll see. It's only 6 seconds, guys. Come on.
I love their message of feel free to explore while we.
I
While
know. I'm sure that'll be fine.
I wonder
Oh,
if it's because they're
what?
yeah, because I was wondering if it's because it's only like a profile or a little piece of their face, you know?
I think you're right. I think
It's like kind of unidentifiable already.
yeah. So in that case, we could go in and do it just manually. We could do the custom blur. So the custom blur, you can do rectangle or olive. You can try to track the object, or you can just have it in one place on the screen the whole time. So I'm going to move this over this young lady. Not that she doesn't have a beautiful face. I'm going to make it an oval. That'll make it a little bit better. It won't encroach on her iPad. We can see what we want to see. And there we go. So notice down here on the timeline, now we have our video. This is our sound and what's happening while the video goes. And this line up here with the shapes is the blur. So if we only needed it blurred part of the time, we could shorten that. And actually, I don't know why I can't get it clicked, but actually have it like only part of the video. And you can do a whole bunch of stuff with that. Questions?
So notice too on it breaks it into minutes. So, which is very helpful. So if you knew on your video that you really needed to only blur from like in between minute 2 and 3, that gives you kind of a guide, a frame. So you're not having to like search all over of where to find it, which is really nice. So Megan can notice how she can pull that little bar and kind of edit that.
Yeah, so then it only starts blurring.
Can you type
At
in
the
the
end.
top box too the times, like say you know the exact times?
Yes, super helpful. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah. So if she needed it like at 4.12 and then blur it till 5.8, she could put that specific time into, which is awesome. So you have the option to do the slider. So you could track a blur within specific, and that's when the little notice on the top, it switched from fixed blur, or she can go back and change it to the tracked one and have that full adjustment in there, which is really nice because in a classroom, or even if you're videoing adults, there may be some people who just don't give you permission, but you're like, I'm able to blur that out. Is it okay if I still video? Type of thing. So it's not a super robust video editor, but it gets the job done of what you need to happen.
Yeah. So when you save your edits, it can also take time to repost. So I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to jump back into editor. I don't know why they don't just have one backspace. Oh, okay. Thank you. Discard changes. They're so polite. Here they actually have a ton of music already there for you. So if you needed some music to make someone cry, touch their heart, then they have a lot in here. Many are free and some are for purchase. So know that is here. We also, in the audio library from YouTube, have sound effects, which are super fun. So you can put like kids playing in the background. Let's see, what do we got? A forest bonfire. So you can drop all different kinds of sound effects in your video, and that could be helpful. I mean, what I've found from doing years of videos for people and sharing, whoops, let's go back one so we don't have to keep hearing it crackle. There we go. Is that music can be really important in touching a person's heart. To get them engaged, to pull them into your project. Music can be a really powerful thing to be playing on underneath. It's subtle, but it really can be a powerful tool. Does anyone want to add anything to that?
Can I yes and on that?
Yes, please.
So the nice thing about having that music already in there is that if it's the free, you already know that you're getting royalty free. So you're not going to be flagged for copyright issues. Your video is not going to be stopped again for that. There are some free royalty free music sites out there that we can add a follow-up piece on that. But if you're just getting started, I would recommend trying to stick within the YouTube area and then kind of go from there. So, sorry, somebody.
Hi. I love her puppy. So we talked about music. these are actually info cards that are just the splash screen at the beginning or the splash screen at the end. I did not know this. Evidently, your video has to be 25 seconds to have one of these, so I can't show you. But know that they're there if you want an easy way to do that. All right. Questions. I've put a lot out there so far. Anybody have questions yet? No? I saw your nod. Hi, Martina. Here is where, so we had the editor. That's all that the editor does, but it like she said, it does the essential things. Oh, you can also bring the timeline bigger and smaller, so you know you can be more exact with your cut, or more exact with the faces, just so you know that that's handy when you're going in and editing. Here with comments, this is where if you have comments coming in, you can actually filter those comments and decide which ones you want to post, which is super nice. And then you'll remember at the beginning that I said that the captions aren't always 100% accurate. And I say that because sometimes it's not just inaccurate, it might be a word that's super inappropriate. So if that is the case, and it's going to ruin your message by having that caption running on the bottom, you can go in and you can say this button right here, duplicate and edit. And what it does is actually show you the words that it's putting on the screen, which is really handy. And then you can go in and say, it wasn't nibbling, it was eating. He got carried away with his eating. And then it will correct that within the actual captions of the video itself. And then you can republish the video with that correct subtitling, which is handy. We had a video that we were showing a few years ago, and there was just one really awful mistyping, and it always, like, the adults watching the captions would start laughing at this moment that everyone should be going, oh. So it was really important that we went in and changed that. So any questions about that, guys, or comments?
And that it's playing, the audio is playing along with it, right? So you can hear what's being said. And that's why, sorry, can you open it up just again?
Yeah, sure, definitely.
So do you see the little button right below it that says pause while typing? So if you heard, because like the video will just keep playing. And then if you hear there's an error, and Megan would go ahead and start typing, and then it would make that correction. So it's nice in the fact that you're not having to pull up a whole nother screen to edit your captioning. It's all within the same window, so that you can kind of pause and make the changes. This is also good if you have a speaker with an accent. If you have somebody talking who you might not, maybe they're talking super soft and you didn't necessarily, so you can go in there and really try to get the articulation pieces in that they were saying. Because sometimes if you have an accent, it may sound like one thing and that's what they picked up, and that is totally not what they were saying. So,
Yes.
so do know, like, it's not an overnight process. Like, depending on the length of your video, it is helpful. So before you like finally hit the final publish and you've add captions in, definitely come in and review it, just to keep the integrity of your channel too. So
Yes, thank you. Yes, definitely. The other advantage of correcting the subtitles is a translation aid. So what a lot of people don't know is that I opened it. Where'd it go? I'm sorry, just a second. Let me open it as the video. There we go. Okay, this is what anybody would see if they came to our channel. here under closed caption, it's starting. But what a lot of people don't know is that there is a built-in way to actually have it translate as well. So if you, oh, it's not offering it yet. Darn. Sorry, it hasn't processed it fully enough. But when it is available, then you can actually go in here and you can change it into Spanish or Arabic or any other language that your listeners want. And then it will translate your captions in that language, and your captions become that language, which is super helpful for outreach with parents, and very, very handy feature. So but it doesn't know that even the CC button doesn't show up until your video is fully or at least partially processed. Okay, so don't freak out like I did the first time I uploaded a video and say, oh no, it didn't caption it, and then try to figure out. You just have to wait. It takes a while.
So if Megan goes back to our channel, you can
Yeah.
see, even if you just click on one of our videos,
Yes. How about this
just
guy?
to, perfect. And then just grab that link,
Hello.
and then it's automatically, so it doesn't matter where you're going, that CC is going to be there. And then as soon as she clicks that,
It should.
What
Why
is
is it not letting me?
Wait, I think you have to turn it on first, right?
okay, now try.
Best for your students.
There we
I-
go.
Like typical reading in a book or ear reading, something like listening to an audiobook. or
Auto translate.
Oh, audio.
tutor
Thank
reads
you.
text out loud,
There we go. Let's go Arabic. That'll be fun.
Or a combination of both. So why is taking?
There we go. So now we have Arabic
'Cause every one of our
subtitles.
students is
Thank you
using it.
guys. And
Knowing
you'll
your
see
students'
here
strengths
that
and weaknesses.
that little HD means that it finally got its high quality video. Whereas mine right now does not have that. So we have to wait until it processes in the background, even though it's 6 seconds. So it just takes a while. Let's see. Somebody help me retrack. Subtitles.
Okay, so your blur face captions, a playlist.
Playlist. Awesome. Okay. So in our content, there we go. Come on, there we go. We have a tab called playlists. And in here, we can make playlists that have different subjects. So this is our tips and training channel. This is our UDL videos channel. And if I go in here and I edit this guy, you will see these are the videos that I have added to our playlist. Now, you'll see these videos in a playlist on our YouTube channel, but what's also cool is if you go to our New Mexico UDL channel, website, and you go to our training section.
Okay, I found this on the
Uh,
web for website. Check it out.
Siri thinks that it needs to be talking to me right now. Sorry about that, guys. So if we go into professional learning, here we've placed videos, and you'll notice you don't have to go to YouTube to see them. They're embedded on our website. And then down here, we have playlists. And so we can embed the playlist directly in our Google site. This also works within a Google Classroom and a whole bunch of other places. Do you want a yes and, Janae?
No, I just think it's super powerful because especially if you're to embed it for a playlist for a classroom, so your kids aren't, you can vet the resources for one. And then they're not, you can control where they go. So you're not going to have them go down that rabbit hole of like, oh, this was about World War II. And then it brings up something totally off subject. And then they just start scrolling from video after video. When you have a playlist, it contains your actual content. So everything pertaining to World War II would stay within that playlist. So like ours, everything within inspirational UDL videos Those are like our favorite channels. All of that's going to stay within there. That's just what we're going to focus you in on. So they still have a choice, but you're giving them a vetted choice. So you know that the video is appropriate, which is half the battle these days in the classroom.
Right, totally. I'm gonna yes and that because also these they actually talk to other websites to allow embedding and securing in an environment. So if you've heard of the website Edpuzzle, it's something that my husband uses in his English classes, high school English classes, and you can actually link it to the videos that you've made on your YouTube channel, and then you can insert cool things like questions or quizzes within your video. So this makes it super robust. And we'll put a link for that on the page. And I also have a link for some of the other compatible tools on that handout, I believe. If I don't, I will add it immediately. So, all right. So we are coming close up to our hour. Is there anything else, Janae, that you think they need to know before I just go into a really quick thing about PowerPoint and Keynote?
Just the count of views, you have it kind of up there at the top.
Oh, yes, thank
It's
you.
kind of nice so that people can see like your analytics of what's going on.
So exactly. So as long as you're in your YouTube studio, thank you for bringing that up. You can click right here on your analytics. And I use this all the time because when I make a quick help video, I know whether or not somebody went in to watch that help video because I can see how many views each one has. So not only that, but I can see how much of that video the person watched. So if you've got like a classroom, you'll know that only 3 of your kids watched the video all the way through. So that could be really helpful. It can also be helpful to see these peaks in time when people are watching your channel. So you can really target that for later for branding. Anything else to add there, Janae?
It's just nice too if you have to collect some data because the data is right there at your fingertips. But then that's also for you to say like, okay, this video was really popular, so maybe I'll move that one to my like splash page, like my opening page, because people seem to be searching for that one. And then that also helps us sometimes decide on how to adjust our channels. So you can, in our playlist, so you can quickly go in and you could have, so say you were working with World War II and maybe you had a video that would work with World War I and World War II, you can have them on multiple playlists. So you're not going to have to spend millions of time trying to get them to be on both. But the playlist, I will tell you before Megan jumps in this video, YouTube likes to move their stuff around on you, their menus and stuff. So
Great point.
Don't panic. If you get in there and you're like, oh my God, this doesn't match the video, it's there. You just kind of have to search. But the other key thing is make sure you're always in your correct Google account that matches it. So always make sure it's your matching initial over here. Like if you can't find something, go back in and double check your address, your email address, because that so many times people, we're not going to mention any names, Janae has like 25 Google accounts. So you want to make sure you're in your correct account, or else you'll be like, what the heck? I just made this and it's gone. So if you but don't also panic because Google does like to move their menus around. Everything will be there and they may add in a new feature, but just kind of keep an eye on how they shuffle some of their stuff. So
that's such a good point. I'm constantly going in. I'm like, where's that button? I swear it was right there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, and you can always contact us for questions and support. So it's not like we're not gonna not be around.
Right.
So,
exactly. We're right here.
Perfect.
And while we're talking about being right here, here's that help document again. And here's where you can reach us all. This NMUDL coaches email goes to all of us, and we can totally answer any questions you have, as well as our website. Oh, we should add a link to the channel, huh?
Mhm.
Thank you. I saw that thumbs up. Thank you. And then down here's the last thing I want to say, which is that YouTube Studio for editing only goes so far. And there's times where you just really need a little bit more flexibility, or you want to put in videos and picture. Know that you can create a PowerPoint or a Keynote that has all the components together that you want. So say you make a slide of one thing and then a picture of another, and then you insert a video in your presentation, and then you can export the whole thing as a video. That can be really helpful. I have to say it's the way I do the majority of my instructional videos. I just put all the different components onto a PowerPoint, and then I just save it as a video and then upload it to YouTube. That gives me a lot more freedom to be able to change things I want. And PowerPoint and Keynote both allow you to export those videos with different kinds of timing and different kinds of transitions, so you can really kind of tweak it. And not many people think of PowerPoint and Keynote as video production tools, but they are really, really helpful. Yeah. Anything else?
Did you have a video you wanted to share?
Nope, that was it. I just wanted to
Oh,
make
sweet.
sure I talked about that little piece, just because it makes my life so much easier.
Awesome. And then I'm going to add in our YouTube channel.
Thank you. I was trying to do it, but then I didn't have access, so.
You're good. I got you.
And look at that. We are at exactly ending time. Whoop, whoop.
I planned it better.
Yeah, does anyone have any questions or anything? Is there anything that I can help with? No, you're good. Awesome. Thank you, Martina. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the recording, and everyone have a wonderful day, a wonderful evening.